Good afternoon and welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical. As I said, bond yields are now reacting lower, and in part because the market is now perceiving the trade war risks to be far higher than it did previously. Have a look at the global government bond yield has just dropped to 1.13%, the lowest since December 2017. That's from JS Blockland. German 10-year Bund yields very, very close now to falling to new lows, perhaps even dropping to minus 0.2% for the first time in forever. Currency markets, let's take a look. Euro dollar 111.54, dollar index poking its nose above 98, Japanese yen 109.34, the Swiss franc 10061, the pound 126.48, the Australian dollar 0.6919, the India rupee back over 70 at 70.00, South Korean won, that was a canary in the coal mine, 1195.77, the Brazilian real 402.48, Egyptian pound, the best performing currency in the world this year, 16.814, and the rand 14.8532. This is a 3-month chart of the euro dollar. Next target is 106. Netflix remains my number one stock pick, and I came across an interview with 2 hedge fund managers and barons, and they were describing why they thought the Netflix stock has still room to grow, and I concur with their thinking, so I thought I'd share it with you. The core pillar of our thesis is that Netflix has artificially priced its product very low to build a subscriber base, blitz scaling, to build engagement, and to demonstrate a lot of user value to the point where they create a product that is indispensable in the consumer's mind. Pricing question, we believe they can double or triple their ARPU. The other big driver is sub or subscriber growth. Today they've got about 150 million paid subs globally, 88 million overseas, balance in the US. We expect that 88 million overseas to go to 150 to 250 million over the next 5 years. I think that is underestimating the jump by about 2/3. Reed Hastings is very much taking in Jeff Bezos's playbook in artificially pricing the product low to keep competitors out and leveraging the credit markets to fund the cash for it until they've built a global juggernaut. And that's what the platform economy is about. I called it the new high-tech millennial crypto avocado economy, exhibits viral, wildfire, exponential, non-linear characteristics. And that's what people gun for. And then I was quoting Gladwell, the tipping point is that magic moment when an idea, trend, or social behavior crosses a threshold, tips, and spreads like wildfire. I've been plugging Netflix for quite a while, and I said in June 2018, when they go to Africa and India next, they'll have another 500 million customers paying $10 a month in the blink of an eye. Commodity markets, gold 1284 trading, not really getting much of a lift, notwithstanding the spike in the tail risks that I've been describing. Crude oil, this is a chart from Chi Girl. We're last at $58. She called it lower again. This is the second time she's called it right, just ahead of a sell-off, and deserves credit for that. Pork prices soar as China struggles to contain swine fever outbreak. We spoke about that yesterday. No pigs here, they're all dead, said the groundskeeper at the otherwise empty grounds of Guangzhou City Fine Breed Pig Farm. An outbreak of the virus hit the compound in March, he said. Analysts say farmers in China have taken to sending entire herds to the slaughterhouse at the first sign of ASF, rather than report to the government and receive too little compensation. The resulting oversupply helps explain why spot wholesale prices for Chinese pork have risen only about 8% since August, while Chicago hog futures are up more than 35%. This year, a third of China's national pig stock, the biggest in the world, could be wiped out by the disease, according to Rabobank, sending shockwaves through protein markets across the globe. Shortfalls would probably drive Chinese consumers to eat more alternatives such as soybean-based tofu. Ironically, demand for products like soya will actually go down because you've got a lot fewer hog mouths to feed. They were using soya to feed the pigs. Expectations of higher pork prices have begun boosting interest among farmers, evidenced by the price of piglets climbing rapidly since March. That was a chart I showed you yesterday. Here it is again. When the shortage hits, said Mr. Lin, China will pull in pork from the rest of the world, and poorer countries like Brazil to Bulgaria will feel the squeeze from higher prices. There simply isn't enough animal protein in the world to fill this void. Tony Nash says, I sincerely hope China does not have food security issues this year, but the outlook is increasingly worrying. That made me think of Apocalypse Now and the Ride of the Valkyrie scene, which is also linked on rich wrap-ups.